Yo, Brian, I'm back. No, I don't scope, bro. I don't scope. But if I was trying to make my name in the tournament fishing scene, if this was if scoping would have been around when I got out of college and didn't have a girlfriend or wife or kids, I would be a scoper. I would be a scoper. I was a I got the first live scope. I mean, not live scope. Side scan unit that ever came out. When the Humminbird released side scan, I bought an 1197 uh, quickly. Um, but the funny thing about side imaging is I thought that side imaging was going to really unlock the lakes for me. And the curiosity that killed the cat with the side imaging was I really wanted to know what all the shit was that I'd been fishing for the last 10 years. Um, so that was what made me really curious about side scan was I got the I wanted to know what some of the stuff was that I was fishing. I wanted to see what it was. And with the exception of like one spot, the majority of it I already knew, and I never really found anything on it. I mean, I didn't use it to its full potential. Like I would mark stuff on it, but I'd always forget about it and never go back and fish the stuff I found because it would all be like isolated trees, and you'd see a tree in like 10 feet of water, and be like I can probably go catch fish on that, and then you forget about it. But I think that's the deal, though, Kyle. Is there was probably a lot of people trying it that burned. But it's like if you get on it and you're doing it right, you win. You know what I mean? Like it's a big jump. Um, or you have the potential to. Uh, where's Chris? I want to know what happened to John for the meantime. For the meantime, um, I want to know what happened to Hackney. Did he go back to the waterfall? I was looking for Hackney to do well. He didn't do so well. Or I won't say I was looking for Hackney to do well. I was looking I was looking for Hackney to be on a little more of a consistent bite. I was looking for Hackney to be on a Hackney bite. You know what I mean? He wasn't on a Hackney bite. He was on a damn layup. So that was kind of disappointing. That was kind of disappointing. But I guess at the classic, did anybody go? Austin Felix skunked the last day. I didn't notice, but uh, skunk is sucky. Starting to believe the big largemouths are starting to move out of the area when a lot of people are running forward facing. John, I would have been happy to see Jay do good if I could pronounce his last name. Every time I see it, I'm like, Jay, nah, I'm good. I'm good with that pronunciation. So I just leave Jay alone. I don't talk about him because if it's for fear of somebody saying, "Which Jay are you talking about?" I'm like, JP. Like, no, which JP? J Harrell? Like, no, for Jay. Jay should cure it. How is that? Should cure it. How would anybody ever know that? Should cure it. Should cure it. How the hell do you get that out of Pizekarat, which is what I would probably call him? Perzek Perzekarat. Shakurit. Shakurit. Yeah, it's hard for me to check. It's hard for me to cheer on old Pizekarat when I can't say his name. Kyle, you're probably right. I've heard that. You're not the first person to have claimed that it runs fish off. You might even heard old Jay Pizekarat say it. Shakurit. Security. Oh, I would like to. I would like to know. We need Hella to do a recap and let us know uh, how the expo went. Or Darius. Where's Darius? I would ask if it's harder than Blockett, but I don't know if Minnie had to worry about cheering for him. No, you don't have to cheer much for him because there's not much to cheer from, unless you get cheerful over entering the tournament and going from not fishing a tournament to finishing somewhere in the field. Pronounce Brian's last name. Kasperzak? Morgan, yeah, I had to get rid of it. I had to do some tax shit. Pisses me off. But his is pronounced like it's spelled. Bingo. See? Shakurit. Shakurit. With a P and an R. The P and the R sound like S's and H's. Go figure. Like nobody on planet Earth would pronounce that right. Unless you were Polish. But I'd like to know did y'all see any like I feel like there was a little bit like I always like seeing the guys talk about like practice and pre-practice and that kind of stuff. Was there a lacking of like post-tournament interviews, like after like the second day or the third day, where you get like the guys who didn't do well? Like I feel like there's a lot more to learn, always have, from the guys who lose than from the guy who won, because he made obviously the right decisions, but I don't really learn from people doing the right stuff because you can't really predict that. But you can learn, I think, a little more from a guy making the wrong decisions and what he would have changed. Randy had a 90th place finish in the Lake of the Ozarks BFL this past weekend. I don't think I've seen him finish in the top 50 of any tournament since he started his YouTube channel. Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is, I would like to know if Randolph, how much time he actually puts into his YouTube. Because for him to film a video, they're about 10 minutes long, unless he's feeling extra wordy. Um, but so you give him that 10 minutes of his day to film the video, to go in there, to film it, and then to take his to actually edit it and upload it would have to probably take the equal amount 10 minutes. So for him to upload 2 videos a day, it probably takes him about an hour, because all he does is have an intro screen and a cut screen, and those are all the same. Nothing is ever different in those. So it's the most easy video editing you could probably do. Except lives like me, where you don't have to do anything. But so he's probably got an hour out of his day. Like if he weren't YouTubing, I can't see that it would be taking that much time out of his day. So it's not Casper's Egg, it's Cash Check. I like that. Cash Check. Kaz Check. But with a Z, like a draw it out, Kaz Check. I can see that. Kaz Check. Is that Polish? So I was wrong, Kyle. I'll know from now on to not pay attention to the P's when they look like that. He does it in his truck while driving sometimes, so it can't take it. No, that's the thing. It's not taking that much effort. So I don't think his tournament results should be a result of his YouTube growth. I mean, if you give him back the time he spends on his YouTube videos, what would he have been using it for before? Because I don't think, it's not like he has a job, right? Like fishing was his career. And I'm guessing he gets a little bit of scratch from the premium brand. He was like 13th over on the 2020 Opens. What's up, South Jersey? Oh, Brian, cash check. The reason I did that, I usually go box inside of a bubble mailer, but if you wondered why you got like 10 gray baggies on the outside, um, it's because I ordered those and they're really sucky. They're way too thin. So I'm trying, in an effort to get rid of them, I'm quadruple bagging. I guess what you meant to say is since he started sharing all these secrets and knowledge, he hasn't been able to actually prove it works. Correct. I think that is the meat and potatoes of the whole situation. Um, Mine was a box with like 3 bubble mailers. Thought you were playing a joke at first. No, I'm trying to get rid of those gray, uh, these things, because I ordered probably like 500 of them, and I got them, and they're like paper thin. Whenever you put something in them, it'll rip a hole in them. Number 4 is correct. Uh, I was Tyler. Funny you say that. Randy's still living in the 80s and 90s. Those were the glory days. They certainly were. Um, but I saw something like popped up on my Instagram this morning that said like 4 signs of a broken man that live in the past. Like, I kind of live in the past. Am I a broken man? You say that about Randy, lives in the 80s and 90s. Is Randy broken? I don't think he's broken, but I think the 80s and the 90s were the best, and he experienced it at the highest level and did well. He was successful in the highest level of bass fishing in its greatest period of time. So, I mean, that he's if he's still hanging on to that, I can understand that because it's not going to get any better. That was it. That was like how's it going to get better? You know what I mean? Like there was still like a it was still edgy and it was still like uh there was still like a little bit of a purity and there was still like the unknown of nobody knew what people were actually doing. There was still like secret baits. There was still like everybody didn't paint, everybody didn't build baits, everybody didn't do this. Like everything wasn't accessible, information wasn't accessible. Like there was a lot of unknown in that era that made it exciting. Um, and I see people say it now. Kyle talking about like, dude, the music in the '90s was so great. Like it was good, sure, like the early '90s, but you can't tell me like Smash Mouth and like you know all those dickheads in like the mid '90s, the late '90s were like great. They weren't. Like I don't think anything good came out of the mid late '90s. Early '90s are an exception. Birth of grunge, but or not the birth, but the peak of grunge. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I can't say that I blame him. I was talking to somebody about this a couple days ago. Future guest of the Patreon. We just have to get him. He's got to do a little. He's got a little health issue he's got to take care of. And once he gets that settled, he said he will certainly hop on and do a live stream for the Patreon group. Would you like to know who that is? The man, the myth, the legend, my painting hero growing up, and still JP, John Pryor. dude, he is also that is the reason I wanted him to talk to us, was because I told him, I was like, I want to interview you. I want to talk to you because you saw what I see in the best era of fishing, when like there wasn't any internet, like there was, but there wasn't. And I said people were like secretive as shit, and like you painted for pros, and like I want to hear about what it was like in the glory days. And he's like, dude, it was awesome. I was like, well, save it, save it, save it, save it. So I'm very much looking forward to getting John Pryor on here. Like I said, he's having to have some procedure done. He's got to make sure that's all squared away. Early 2000s Texas country red dirt. Who came out of that? Who came out of that era? Is that? Are you talking about like what's his name? The Everclear dude. AJ, that'll be a good one. That will be a good one. What's that guy's name? Damn it! How can I not remember? He's like the most popular dude in Texas ever. Uh, Paul Wall. No, not Everclear the guy. Jason Boland, Cross Canadian, Stony LaRue. I didn't know Stony was that old. I don't want the band Everclear. I want the song. Uh, Roger Krager. Who's the other guy? Who's the guy I'm talking about? Eddie Ford sings the blues. And I think it's Everlast. Everlast, not to be confused with Everclear. Did you know that Everlast was the DJ in House of Pain? So your factoid for the day. Uh, Mr. Jump Around. Who else? Yeah, I don't teeny, bro. If it goes like, I don't really like number sixes on a bait, but if I have to go sub 6, it ain't happening. Uh, Cash check, no problem. Um, what was that other band? What was that other group? I don't want to download it. I forget his name. Tyler, it was. It was good. It was cool. You know who else you're missing? That was an OG, Robert Earl Keen. Number 8 G Finesse is a pretty strong hook. Are we live or is this Memorex? No, this is live again. This is live again. All right, get these ready to go. No, I don't like it. Number 8's too small, dude. Number 8's too small. Robert Earl King's the shit, dude. There's a lot of those guys I can. Robert Earl Kang. There's a lot of those dudes I can't even remember half their names. Number 5 G Finesses are worth more than gold right now. I do like a number 5. That's why I used to buy the Lucky Craft replacement hooks. That I don't. People will argue me that those were shitty hooks. Eric is one of those. He always said, "Oh, Lucky Craft hooks are shit." I'm like, Lucky Craft hooks are not shit. Like they're VMCs and they're sharpened by Daiichi. They're nice hooks. He's like, I hated them. I used to always throw them in the trash. And I used to buy them because they made number 5s and then they made number 3s. And then I'd put number 3s on my like series 5s, and I'd put number 5s on whatever square bills and stuff. And Morgan, I mean, you got to think though. We didn't have all like, not to sound like a damn geezer, but in 2008, you pretty much got a Gamakatsu bronze, or what else? I mean, you're not ordering from Japan because you do that and you're paying $6 a hook. And if you're doing any amount of baits, that is not making sense, especially for just casual fishermen dudes. So anybody that wants to talk shit about them, flashback 15 years to when that was pretty much the only option you had. But you could find, I've got a pack of them here. I did. Buck a hook. Number 3s. Like you could find them back in the day, but they were not easy. Now Gamakatsu's got like 10 different kinds of hooks. Unpopular opinion. If you're throwing a Lucky Craft with stock hooks and you're missing fish, it ain't the fucking hooks. Sorry. Sorry. If you're throwing a WEC and you miss some fish, it's still probably not the damn hooks. Are they the sharpest? No. Are they are they physically limited to penetrating a fish's flesh? No. When you suck, you suck. That's the thing. When they're biting, they're biting. When they're not, it ain't the damn hooks. The damn hooks aren't sharp enough. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. What if it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside? I mean, the only reason I say that because I can't tell you how many times that somebody's been in the back of my boat with a rusty ass triple grip, and that thing. and a damn 5-pounder eat the bait and come up and have like number 6 rusty triple grip stuck all in its mouth, and it takes 16 pairs of pliers to get the damn thing out. Found some in Academy. Wow. TK will say that Mustad hooks suck. I'll say they are good, and AJ will say Berkeley Fusion hooks are good. Why is this camera? Camera, I'm right here, bro. I've heard good things about the Fusions, actually. I never tried them personally, but I've heard they're pretty good. I heard they're pretty good. I don't dick with them much. I listed these for sale some odd years ago. Because I was painting an astronomical amount of pop R's from Booyah, and this was the feathered treble that would come on them. And Bama Bass was upgrading the hooks and putting his own hooks on them, and he's like, "You can throw those hooks away." I'm like, I'm not gonna throw those away. So I sold a bunch of them because I probably had like hundreds of them. And I told the dude, said, or I put them on Facebook and sold them for, I don't know, really cheap, like 50 cents a piece or 25 cents a piece. I don't know, like $4 for $1 or something, just to get rid of them. And I had a dude send me a message a couple days ago from who knows where. I don't know how he had the message still in his Facebook, but he sent me a message. It was like, "Do you have these still?" And the last time he sent me a message was in like 2018. I said, "Yeah, I still got some." I was like, "I need some more." So like, "How many?" I said, 50. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they're good. They're good trebles. 40. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's close enough. We'll call that 50. How do I ship hats? In a box. You can fit one in an 8x6x4, but you kind of got to lay it. You got to kind of turn it under and then lay it down. Like a Tackle Warehouse box, it'll fit. Depends on how high the crown is, but it would probably be better. You can't ship anything else in the box, but you can tuck baits underneath them and but if it's like anything else, like if it's a decent size order, you need a bigger box. But you can if you ship in an 8x6x4 box. And the only reason I like an 8x6x4 box is because I can go outside to the blue mailbox pickup, and an 8x6x4 will fit is about the biggest you can fit in the back opening hole. Um, no, I don't like teenies, dude. The other reason I don't like teenies is because um, I can't make crawls out of them because my crawl stencil doesn't work. It's too big. I can't do bluegill. I mean, I could, but just everything's so like shrunk down. Um, there's better stuff today, but back in the era of good $17 Lucky Craft, I had no issue with the hooks. Haven't really found the cheaper Lucky Crafts. Yeah, I don't know if I'm sure the Lucky Crafts now have much shittier hooks on it. Um, your comment get flagged for Upoon? No, I didn't see it. It never came through. Not that I saw. Fusion hooks are good. I'm not buying them for replacement trebles, but I don't take them off baits. Here's a better question. What stock bait has the worst? Strike King used to have the worst than me. I would say Strike King probably had the shittiest uh, the shittiest stock hooks. I'm trying to think though, because they were about the only crankbait I was buying. Like Lucky Crafts, they were legit. You could leave those, but Strike Kings, they had to come off. They were too shitty. South Jersey, who's buying Lucky Strike? Teckle Drunker. Look at them and they break. Never bought a Drunker. I do know some inside information about the Teckle Drunker though. Tim's throwing shots at the damn. He's saying he's calling big baiters guys that like throwing shit that ain't for bluegill. I'll get in my jacked up truck with my RC 1.5 and be a big baiter. Rapala hooks. Only the sure sets. What is a good buoyant creature bait, South Jersey, for power shotting holes in grass? Buoyant? I don't know. I don't study buoyancy. I just attach a big weight to it and send it into some weeds. Floaty, I don't know. Tube crawls floaty? Yeah, that would make sense. Or if you want to go to Block It Tip Tuesday, take you an earplug and stick inside your tube and then it'll float. Has he used that one yet? I'm sure. Tim, don't you throw 10-inch glides. What are you compensating for with your glides, bro? We still haven't got anybody on. Everybody must be hungover from the Classic. Nobody that's been to the Classic's gotten on. I want to know if they found any deals. Hella put up some good deals. What, $7.99 jackhammers, $1 Googans. So at $1 a pack for the Googans baits, soft plastics, I would have probably bought their big worm for $1. I'm trying to think what Guggen makes that I would have bought for $1. They're big worms, certainly, if they make a June bug one. or a plum or something in that realm. Not really a fan of their creatures. He'll grab some swim baits, like big swim baits or like paddle tails. £6 cranking. That's hardcore, dude. Bukas. There was a ton. Buka was having an actual sale. I think they are redesigning some of their baits. I've seen stock photos with different claws on the bandito bug, so they're trying to get out of paying royalties to Strike King for the Rage design. I would have definitely bought some Guggenstock Bices for $1. I don't own or know of any baits, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're getting down like below cost at that point, especially considering packaging. Like you're not and like shipping into the country and all that kind of shit, and by all the time the dust settles, that was probably below cost. Um, but I like the look of their Chatterbait trailer. Yeah, that's that's what I'm saying, dude. Like if I saw their shit for $1, I would have probably been down with that. Um, you know what I mean, AJ? Whatever that guy's name is that worked for Strike King, or they bought the patent from that designed for him. What's his name? What's his name? Let's look him up. Unless you can tell me faster. Steve Parks. It expires in 2026. Wow. Steve Parks. He applied for it 11/20/2006. How about that shit? It's pretty old. Steve Parks. And it was granted. He applied for it in November. How about this? How about this shit? He applied for it in November 2006 for the patent on the Rage Tail, and he was granted the patent August of 2010. 4 years to get a patent. And it expires in November 20th, 2026. How about that shit? A fishing lure has a body and a tail. The tail is coupled to the end of the body. The tail has a center portion and an outside edge that is accurate around the center portion. A gap extends from the outside edge of the center portion. In one embodiment, the outside edge is thicker in the center portion than the center portion of the tail. When the lure is retrieved, the tail moves back and forth and creates a noise, and also causes the body to move back and forth, thus producing a desirable action. These patents really sound like bullshit, dude. Because there's only so many ways to make a damn tail move. $2026, get the Rage Tail patent and stamp Tacklecraft all over it. Dude, I mean, it's probably going to be sickening how many people come out with a Rage Tail in 2026. You should probably watch. Everybody will have a Rage Tail. We'll see, though. I wonder when the chatterbait patent will end. Let's look. Seaman gets third chatterbait patent. Wow. Snag resistant fishing lure. When is this in? Filed, priority, granted, status active, adjusted expiration, February 2026. Interesting. Looks like February 2026 is going to be a big year. Lots of fishing patents are expiring. Bassmaster Classic 2026 Expo will be all rage tails. Be like, oh, look at our new tail. How does that work? Is anybody well versed on patents? Like, how can you just let your patent expire? Can you re-up it? Or do you have to reapply? Like, how does that shit work? You can renew it, and so it's not like it's going to be a free for all. Like, they would be fools to not renew it. Like the rage thing, it's not like when it expires. I guess you just hope that somebody doesn't renew something. I don't know. I thought Outcast was bad, but I'm sure there's a little like buffer area. I don't know. We shall see. But I can't wait to hear some. I want to hear Classic Expo. I don't think you can renew a utility patent. See, it's real. I don't know. I don't know if I know enough about this shit to know about patents and what you can or cannot do. Oh, so I went fishing on Saturday, and I got in this little protected area, and I hadn't got a bite on like my normal stuff. Couldn't get bit on a chatterbait. Couldn't get bit on a skinny dipper. Couldn't get bit on a worm, like swimming a worm. Couldn't get bit on a spinnerbait. Like, I couldn't get bit on anything that was like moving. And I was like, well, to me that says buzzbait time. So I started looking at my tackle, and I realized I had taken shit out, and I didn't have a buzzbait in my whole bag. And I ended up finding one mixed in with some spinnerbaits, and I threw it twice. Then it started flopping, coming back, and the blade broke after 2 casts. I'm sure if the cost to renew it is more than what is coming in from sales, they might pass. I would certainly not think that would be the cost with Z-Man. But I wonder what would something like that cost, John? Do you have any idea of what it might cost to renew a patent like that? I don't know. I mean, I've heard it's like 100 grand or so to like do shit like that or more. But they'd certainly make that back. That wouldn't be shit for Z-Man. I don't know. Very interesting. All right, I gotta get these. Did you see the hookup almost got in trouble for selling the Asai chatterbait on site? No, I'm assuming it's a Japanese chatterbait that uh, has a conflicting blade to head design that it does bad things with the Z-Man patent. The liar chatter. I mean, they knew that. They're not dumb. The deal is they knew they only had limited amounts. They knew people would probably buy something else just to make it make sense to buy it, and they probably had a couple hundred of them. Said we'll just advertise these and sell them, and then get our slap on the wrist, and then be done with them. It wasn't sold out. I would think that was certainly by design. Certainly by design. Where's Nasty Nate? The rest to stock and put in a bento box. Now, John Smith, somebody's thinking. Somebody's thinking. You can't sue me if I give them away. I'll just sell you $100 bento box and throw one of these in for free. Not advertise it. Or was it advertised? I gotta talk to Nasty Nate. Yeah, he's probably backed up. He's probably backed up from dicking around for the whole weekend. JP, they're throwing it in there for free so they don't get their ass. Like they're gonna sell you a bento box for $100 or $50 or whatever, and then just include one less item and be like, here you go. So you can't sell this. I didn't sell it. I just put it in that box that somebody paid a lot of money for. I didn't sell anything. Were they advertised? Yeah, they probably made a deal. They said, listen, we got a couple hundred of these things. We'll get rid of them. We won't sell them ever again. No big deal. No big deal. We're sorry. We're sorry. What do they say? It's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. The hypocrisy is exactly why I don't like the hookup. No, I don't care for them either. Sorry, South Jersey. What about Carolina fishing tackle? Are they still pumping out JDM stuff? That guy was real nice, I think. I feel like I got a couple of nice messages from him, but way back in the day when he first started Carolina fishing tackle. But I mean, if like people that aren't even in the fishing lure selling industry know that you don't fuck with Z-Man's patent. Interesting. Very interesting. What do they do different? Like, why would you want one of those over a jackhammer or any other chatterbait? It's naked, meaning it's just it's just a hook, a weighted hook on a chatterbait blade. Comes with a custom trailer. Has no skirt, meant to be used with their wire minnow, which is a jointed tail. Why don't they just sell it separate? Can you buy the trailer by itself? Hella! I want to know how the classic was, bro. What were the best deals? What's the big? What's everybody chubbed up about? Why don't you just buy the trailer and stick it on something? Hella, did you buy $1 Guggen baits? I would have probably not. I think I would have bought them. Not that they have anything that I really need, but it would have been hard to me to pass up. Had a great time. It was a success. It was worth your time and your effort to get there. No Guggen baits. He passed on the $1 Guggen baits. Well, what was the what was the rod deal? They always have a good rod deal. Bought some $8 jackhammers. Yeah, that was a good deal. I gotta see this. The Clutch Swim Baits guy had a good deal. Buy an F5 rod and got a glide for free. Wow. People forget the jackhammer was a knockoff too. Yeah. I think what the jackhammer did best over any other chatterbait is they just used a good hook. Like if you put that hook in any other chatterbait, like I would be perfectly happy. I would be perfectly happy. Hello, were the crowds large and in charge? I'm sure you're going to do a recap of this on your stream this week. Bassmaster. If you can't beat them, extort them. Thunder Cricket has a good hook. Do they have to pay money? They have to pay money on the Thunder Cricket, right? To Z-Man. Or just buy AJ's chatterbait. I don't know what you're talking about. No, you don't make one of those. Nobody does. Just Z-Man. Just Z-Man. John Smith. Thunder Cricket has a pretty good hook. Do you have a problem with them rolling, John? Yes, now that I think about it, I lost quite a few because of that. Well, one plus for the whatchamadiddle. TK, have you ever used the Sluggo on a chatterbait? I got mine rigged up with them through tomorrow. South Jersey, that's one thing I don't like talking about in a public forum. Chatterbait trailers. I'll leave that to the Patreons. I'll leave that for the campers. I think there's two people on planet Earth that know what chatterbait trailer I throw. Jody and Eric. I don't think I'd mind divulging one of these days to a campfire celebration. AJ, what are you doing this Thursday? Maybe we'll do the chatterbait episode this Thursday. You want to talk chatterbaits on Thursday? Oh, this chatterbait talk's getting me a little fired up. It'll be interesting to compare notes. Marizo Shimizu. I miss him on the elites. Don't think anything, but you let me know. All right. Well, we might do chatterbait talk. Might have to get my might have to heat up the old lead pot and pour some. I feel like everybody likes talking about jackhammers. Is unstable. Imagine that. Have I been lagging? I would think you'd need to cut it down a little bit to get that nose section. Evergreen made the bait, and Z-Man licensed the bait to be sold in the U.S. and Japan. It's just Evergreen jackhammer. Yeah, this is on the computer. My dad, I'm sure, is in there watching YouTube videos by the damn dozens on his phone and on his computer. Ron Davis had the patent on the bladed jig before Z-Man even came into the picture. So if it's the case of the original Z-Man chatterbait, there's a KO. So what's the case for the eagle claw thing that everybody used to have back in the day? How did I forget the name of that thing? It was literally in my brain that I was about to bring it up. The Acre Shaker. So I wonder what the Acre Shaker had to do influence-wise to the original chatterbait design. Because the Acre Shaker was indeed a chatterbait blade, but rather than a jig on it, you can put anything on it. So I wonder if old Ronnie, got a hold of one of those and was like, "This is cool, but it needs a little work." Or if he put one in front of a jig and it worked really good, and he's like, "This is good, but it's not right." The Rage blade, was that stupid one with like the ball sack hanging off the bottom of the blade? You could have asked Guy Acre. Guy, did you ever put the Acre Shaker on a damn jig in 1996? South Jersey. I'm pretty sure the Rage blade was just Strike King's attempt to get out of having to get around Z-Man's patent, or Rad Lures, or whoever had the patent at that time. I think that was still post Chatterbait existing. They just didn't want to pay anybody. Everybody. That's what everybody was doing. Was scrambling to try and do something. Isn't a new design? No, but just because it isn't new doesn't mean it's good. That's why that piece of shit's in the trash. Jody used to actually like that thing. He said it was more weedless. And now the Rage Blade hangs off the bottom of the Ron Davis designed Z-Man Hellraiser. There you go. He said, what am I going to do with all these ball sack blades? Oh, let's put them on the back of a top water. Amy's calling me again. Before Ron got a patent for the bladed jig, he was working on that looked about like a Rage Blade. Before he got the patent, he had a design he was working on that looked about like the Rage Blade. So did he? So he was working on that after. So he had already designed the regular chatterbait blade, and then the ball sack blade was an afterthought. Yeah, that's what. Hell, that's what. I think Jody found a bunch of those rage blades on sale, and they might have got rid of them. And he's like, "Dude, these rage blades are good." I'm like, these things aren't good. And he's like, "No, they're actually better around wood. They're not as, they don't hangy. They're not as hangy." I'd let him do his rage blade thing, but let me go up. Before Ron got a patent. So the ball sack came first, and then the Rage Blade style blade was the first one he designed, and then he refined it to the jig head chatterblade we see now. They stay deeper. Yeah, I think I remember hearing that. That sounds about right. Yeah, they'd stay down. They're better in wood. They had some things going for them. But if I recall, they had shitty hooks on them too. Wednesday night, full classic recap. His first design was the ball sack, and then he refined it because it looked like a rat brain. Interesting. Very interesting. But I still would like to know, I've never talked to anybody that has admitted this or will admit this, or I've never found anybody that did this. But when the Acre Shaker came out, it was meant to be put on everything, right? Like you're supposed to put it on anything. I never met anybody that actually took the damn Acre Shaker and put it on an actual jig and made a chatterbait. Because I'm assuming it would have probably been pretty good. And you would have had your own chatterbait in like 95. Did anybody do that or know anyone that has done that back in the 90s? Like, I feel like the Acre Shaker got put on everything but a damn jig. Maybe I need to make some of those up. I need to go dig. I think I've got a box in there that's got some of those Acre Shakers in it, but they had so many different sizes. I probably don't have the right size. I have to go dig. But that was pretty. I mean, that was ahead of its time, and a really good product that probably would still work now. Like I was just thinking about putting that ahead, like put the Acre Shaker ahead of a Speedworm. It would probably snag weeds a little much, but think it's still. I think the Acre Shaker could still have a place. I think Z-Man could sell the Acre Shaker now. Tim, same here, dude. I had the thing and I only put a worm on it. But I guess I didn't fish a jig at the age that I was throwing it. Maybe that's why you didn't see the Acre Shaker get exploited, was because a bunch of kids were buying it. And kids don't fish jigs, or they didn't back then. That was for adults only. But I do remember putting a worm on it. But like I said, I didn't know what jig fishing was. Very interesting. Very interesting. No, dude, jig fishing back then when you're a kid was that was, like I said, that was for adults. I thought the Acre Shaker was set up where you could rig it two ways. Yeah, they did have it where you could set it up both ways. Let's see. Yeah, and you just attached attached the snap to whatever you were trying to use. No skirted jig on the package. If they would have put a skirted jig on the package, they would have probably changed history. AJ, I had Bitsy bugs, but I didn't really know what to do with them or how to use them. Like I caught fish on them, but I wasn't like, oh, let me go out and throw my jig. I think that's Tom. I think that's the deal. Is they only advertised a worm, and everybody was like had tunnel vision on the worm. But I'm sure there was somebody out there that put it on a jig and was like, dude, and was like, maybe that was what Tony Christian was doing back in the day. Tony Christian wasn't actually cheating. Tony Christian had an Acre Shaker on a 3/8 ounce jig this whole time that he's been called a cheater. He, in fact, is not a cheater. Uh, 6'2", 6'6", 2-piece bionic blade spinnerbait pole with the old fat grip. TK just cracked the biggest fishing scandal ever. I did. You heard it here. He wasn't cheating. South Jersey, sure. We talked about this before, selling the. I think AJ, you were on here when we were talking through how to get around the patent and sell it the blade and the head separate. I had talked about doing that years back when I was in Austin. I was going to sell the chatterbaits, or I was just going to sell them as a jig head and then just put the blade in the bag. But I don't know. I don't like the way it looks. You know what I mean? As a brand. I think it looks kind of scuzzy. Good things about their conventional gear. Yeah, they make a lot of shit. Make a lot of stuff. Started using their buzz bait and spinnerbait hookups 2 years ago. Not been disappointed, especially the buzz baits. Are they on the Tackle Warehouse? I'd like to know how well their chatterbait sells. Like how willing people are to put their shit together. Or would people just rather buy it all put together and ready to go? Is that the one that comes in like 15 different pieces? I do like the chatterbait blades that have a. I haven't seen them. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one head multi body design. I wonder how much people actually use that though. Like people that own them, that are out there on the water throwing that thing, and they're like, "Oh, let me put it in mode 3." I mean, I guess it's like a DRT thing. Let me change modes. Let me flip my tail and change my lip angle. And add another segment to my tail. And I'll certainly catch bass. Hmm. Their trout line looks dope. Bob, you have one of those? Sean La, how was the classic? Do tell. Talk to us. Was there some cougs at the classic? Surely not. Some old fishing gals. Some bassin babes. Brought to my secretary in Florida. Classic was awesome. Had a blast. Didn't go out and drink though. Too damn tired from walking all the hills. Um, I have one. It's a good swim bait, easy to switch and add or take weight away. Rich, have you ever been out mid mid cast or mid fishing excursion and be like, let me swap this tail out? Or do you usually just throw it as is? You do switch it? When you made the switch, did you notice an increase in your productivity? I was fishing across from the arena yesterday and got to see Gussie and like 7 other pros just flying to weigh-ins. That's kind of cool. Sean, did you buy any goodies? Not really. That's kind of what I expected. Kind of the answer I would have expected. I did snag the new Tatula MQ and 3000 and 4 new MBFA 110s. A couple sleeper crawls. This reminded me very much of the old Madman or whatever they were called. I caught 2 fish on it. You didn't have the right configuration on it, Rich. Morgan got those disco 110s, fine arts. Uh, the ABCDFMNCT swim baits that you have, like that comes with like the different sections that you can add and lips and shit. Uh, where's Redcrest at next year, Doug? Lay. I'll probably go to that. Maybe. Lay. Right up the road. Drive down was miserable. Traffic and accidents the whole way. Blew a tire in the rain. Tried to change it, but bottle jack tipped over and my SUV sat on 3 tires. Had to call someone with a floor jack. That's unfortunate. Um, Sean, did you get to meet and greet lots of people? I feel like you should have had your own booth set up.
No, these are all my old. That's all my old rods. I brought them in from the house, so the baby didn't get to them. You met KVD, Ike, Jimmy Houston, Keith Poche, Randy Howell. What about people from the internet? Did anybody recognize your long hair? And say, "Are you that Sean Lai guy? Are you that Sean Lai guy from bass fishing internet fame?" Yes. Did you see Hello Sean? Did you see Panger? Did you see uh, Manson? Did you come up and talk to Manson and him? You have to introduce yourself, even though he spent the day on the water with you. Did you have to reintroduce yourself to Travis? Hey, Travis, I'm Sean Nye, contributor to your Monday night Smallmouth Crush Lives, uh, client of your guide service. Anthony, you don't see Sean? He must have you blocked. Did not see Hella or Panger. Wow. Saw Manson, but knew Manson. Don't break off the rat brain first cast, please. Sean, was there anything that you wanted to do, or people you wanted to meet, or things you wanted to buy that you didn't, that you wish you had? Regrets, as they call them. I don't know. Looking back, would you have done something different? Travis was probably passed out laying in the gutter. Probably passed out handing out mercury fingers. Ooh. Him and BTC. Yeah, but BTC doesn't pass out in gutters. I don't think Manson does either. I think they're pretty proficient at holding their booze. They don't strike me as gutter punks. Had crazy deals, so you didn't miss anything. Oh, you know he will, Rich. After all, they were probably like, Manson, go give out all this Mercury swag, and he's like, yeah, I'll be right down. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Y'all go ahead and I'll catch up. Went through that shit in his truck. How hungover are the Canadians, Fighter, and Robertson today? Probably pretty wasted. They're probably still drunk. Can't wait to see his free swag. Sean's gonna be like, wait a minute, I was there at the classic and you were giving this shit away, dude. Uh, no, I don't think I'm gonna buy any more of Manson's used shirts. But I'll tell you one thing. like I just got regular the shirts I bought from Manson were just regular like Mercury Marine. Um, but there is a market for damn when Mercury used to sell or not sell, they would send their pro staff, team guys, whatever you want to call it, they would send them the Mercury Pro Team shirts. And you didn't have to be a real pro to get the Pro Team shirts, but you had to have some sort of like deal through your dealership or whatever through Mercury. And you would get the like Mercury package. Well, if you didn't like your shirts and you wanted to sell them, people still to this day will pay a premium for a damn Mercury, not just a regular Mercury outboard shirt, a Mercury Pro Team shirt. It has to say Mercury Pro Team on it. I was in Goodwill in Austin, hands down the best Goodwills I've ever seen in my life. The Austin Goodwills were insanely good. Very, very, very high end merchandise at those. And it was always, you had to stop at them because they had really, really great stuff. But anyway, I was at a Goodwill and I was looking through the sweatshirt section and I found a Mercury Pro XS Pro Team sweatshirt. And it was a really heavy sweatshirt. And I want to say on the Mercury website you could buy those things, but they were like $100. I put it on eBay for 200, I think, or 180 or something. I listed it at some goofy ass time of day, like at like 11 in the afternoon, and it sold within an hour. Buy it now. And I was like, but I started looking around at like other sold listings, and like that stuff was like, it was like the damn Hinkle Shad of like boat apparel. Like you just named your price and put it up there. Later, Anthony. So if you're ever shopping and you want to make a little extra scratch and you're at a Goodwill or something at a garage sale and you see a Mercury Pro Team anything, pick it up and put it on eBay. It'll sell for a lot more than you think it will. Like I think Jody was selling the t-shirts back in the day for like $30 a piece. For a literal $5 t-shirt. TK giving those Gary V tips. That's right. That's right. Go to your yard sales, find a fishing lure, pay $1 for it, list it on eBay for $2, and grow your empire. And if you do that, if you buy 100,000 baits for $1 and you sell them for $2, you might do okay. There's probably 100,000. How many thousands of $1 lures do you or $2 lures do you think are sold on eBay a year? 500,000? Amy, how much do you charge me to make a Pro Staff Mercury shirt? Maybe we already have. Tim McCoy, what's up? Is that the mole? The mole here? All right, we got South Jersey creeping on the back wall. Yeah, it's a bull shed. Over right there. That one? Yeah. Holy moly. Holy moly. Look who's here. The mole has arrived. Keep your secrets to yourself, guys. It's good old bull shed. The good old bull shed. That was the first. That was when the HDs first came out. I don't want to touch it because I don't want to get shit on my hands. But I was going to call Eric to see if he was busy Thursday. I think you get on the Patreon. Eric, if you're creeping, do you have some tournament or some bullshit to go to? Or me and AJ can talk about chatterbaits. Brendan, what's your favorite? What is your favorite of your bull shad collection? The Bull Waker, the 9-inch Glide. Money. Can't believe nobody has asked about these baits yet that I'm taping up, and the fact that there's like 40 of them, all of the same bait. Nobody has said, what is that odd looking bait you're putting together? With the hooked bill. Oh, you did, Rich? So I had talked about these on previous streams. And I've told everybody it's probably one of my favorite medium running crankbaits in existence. And I tried to peddle these back in the day on my website. Nobody bought them. I could not convince the peoples, the masses, that this was indeed the juice. So, I think I was talking to old Nasty Nate on here, and Nasty Nate got one. Nasty Nate said, so I went out and fished that thing. And it is indeed the shit. Where can I get more? So I told him. And not to give up Nasty Nate's juice, but his trust grew with me and the bait. So I told you, Nasty Nate, I wasn't blowing smoke up your ass. But it is the IK 180. Correct. Tim Maynard. Correct. So he didn't want to run out. Customer singular. What did Hella do nice? I have to wait Hella to show them on Wednesday, and then he will ship them to me. Did Hella pick you up some bullsheds? JP, you're missing out, dude. You need to throw that damn thing. Brennan, now I have two people on the train with me. Now I have two people drinking the Kool-Aid of the IK 180. Sean, you get a chance next stream. We're gonna try to do every stream. If I do one in between and it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But every stream, like official stream I do, I will give away a Burns bait. Burns has sent me a collection of baits to give out during each Patreon to someone. And so I will be doing a giveaway this Thursday. You get to know all the dates and times of what baits drop. So most everybody that has been on the tackle camp has pretty much cleaned up anything. So there hasn't even been anything for the general public, which is fine. But you get the exclusive live streams. So you got the first one with Burns building a bait, and I think we're going to do another one with Burns with a lip mod, and then you got the Bagley show with Crane. You're going to do a chatterbait show, and Travis wanted to do a Bagley. I'll probably do a solo Bagley one by myself to where I can like kind of keep my thoughts controlled, and do a Bagley Volume 2. But I got John Pryor on the list. If you don't know John Pryor, you will certainly get some cool info out of that one. Yeah, when Eric pulls his head out of his ass, I'd like to have him on too and do a stream with Eric. The IK 180 and the Striking Series 4 pretty much make a wiggle wart obsolete. Now you're talking. So I've got two others on my camp. Nasty Nate, Tim Maynard. We're a small, but we're a mighty bunch. So what are you talking about Thursday? I think I'm gonna do chatterbaits on Thursday. The chatterbait juice that only Eric and Jody know. Jody more than Eric. Show a close up of an IK 180. Brennan, that would probably be better for me anyway. I'm okay with that. Fine by me. I would have done it, but now that you say that, even better. That way I don't have to do back to back. Tim, have you thrown any of the bigger IKs? Let's see if I can find it. It's like all my Austin stuff. I caught a 6 on this one. This one is at a 6-pounder in its mouth. Here's my pompadour that I was bitching about having to paint on. Dude, that was so hard. Getting that stencil on there, dude, not fun. So many crankbaits, so little time. You're right. Sounds like a good shirt. Sounds like a good shirt. 500 pompadours. I'm out. Where is this damn thing? Why can I not find it? Ooh, what a specimen here. Good googly moogly. Good googly moogly. What a damn specimen of a 3-hook spook. Wowzers.
Where is that bait? But anyway, it's an IK 400. And if you've never thrown that bait, it is magical. It is magical. The 400 is probably my favorite. 12-foot diver, 10-foot range. The thing looks like ass. I will say, if you throw the IK 400, it looks like shit when you wind it. Like it doesn't have a lot of kick. It's got a pretty tight wobble. But that thing, it just catches their ass. Maybe it's up here. Maybe it's up there. It's got that long ass bill on it. It should be easy to. There it is. The Texas Special. Dude, this thing will get your damn arm broke. I don't know why it had that. It wore really hard in this one spot right here, but that's like the only place. Like it's like the hooks when it's wobbling, like the hooks like constantly hit that one section because it matches on both sides. It's really odd. Very odd. But dude, the fish I caught on this damn thing, sickening. Sickening. I mean, this thing is a damn warrior. It's been down some throats. Tim, you know something interesting about that craw? Is that thing would get bit in March, June, July, August, November. Didn't matter, dude. Like typically when you wouldn't, like in the summertime, like I have wrecked them on that thing. And when it's hot as shit and you're out there in the summertime, like deep cranking stuff, killed them on that thing. So I don't know why. I don't know if the action was so good or something that they didn't care that it was a crawfish, but I've had some hellacious days on that thing. I need to retire it and just. I literally scroll way back on your Insta and just stare at that exact pattern because it's an absolute specimen. That one. It's pretty good. But the thing about it is it's not like my Instagram is the pretty version. But this is like this just proves that like that son of a bitch will get bit like a lot. And the funny thing is I didn't test this bait. Like when I threw this thing, it was hot. It was in like May. Yeah, I probably posted it before it got beat up. And then I went out and fished it. But this color was actually a screw up. This color was a screw up because Morgan, if you're trying to crack the code on this one, I'll throw you a bone. This will be the one and only bone you get on this. The base color of this bait is orange. Just leave it at that. The whole bait was painted orange first. But that son of a buck will catch them, dude. That son of a buck will catch them. Well, if you've been shopping with me for a while, or painted baits for you for a while, that color has popped up from time to time. I do paint it. No, not candy. Opaque. That color is called basin bug, I believe I have called it. But I have painted things that color in the past, and it's always like if somebody there for a while, like if somebody was asking me, if they didn't know what color to paint something or whatever, and they wanted a crawl, I would typically paint them that. But that was a really really good one. Let's see. I'm trying to look and see the last thing I listed that was that color. Search. I know I did some 1.5s. Oh yeah, 1.5. Oh man, that's sexy. I did like a semi-transparent one. Oh yeah. Oh yes. That's tasty. 1.5. I guess that's the last time I did those. That would have been a very long time ago. Do I still have the green crawl? Probably. If it was that good. I think you could, Morgan. If you did that other crawl, you can certainly do that one. I think you could get by if you're. I'll tell you in private how you could do the how I would do the cheater version. Oh yeah, the one that I said I could never recreate. Yeah, it's in the box. Anything I don't think I could ever do again is probably here. Which I've let a few go in the last couple of years that I probably would like to have back. The only time it really hurts is when it's on other people's baits. Like if somebody sends me baits and they're like, "Oh, repaint these," and I do, and I can't. I have to give them back. You know what I mean? Need to put that color on those Wiggle Griffin blanks in the Ghost Red you made for JP and sell another 2-pack. John, that's a good idea. I forgot about that Wiggle Griffin. That's a good bait. Ask Morgan. How'd y'all see that? Did he post it? Did he ever take it fishing? JP, are you there? Amy, don't give up the juice, dude. Don't give away my holes. We got moles here. Giving out my juice.
Yeah, that's all I was questioning, JP. Did it do what it was supposed to do? Did it wiggle and did it dive and float and do everything that a bait's supposed to do? Like it didn't flounder and flop and sink to the bottom. I hope. Has anybody sent in a Megabass Square Bill Vision 110? Not that I remember, but honestly, they probably I could have maybe been sent 10 and might not have even noticed because I didn't know such a bait existed, so I wouldn't even have like been looking for something odd on the bill. So I don't think so, but maybe. Maybe. Look into the screen? What does that mean? Look at me. Reminds me of that Pee Wee Herman video when he did the live stand-up. Joan. Take it off, Joan. Take it all off, Joan. Anybody ever watch that? All right, BGCs. Potatoes. I got to order new hats. I want some new hats. I had a hat bug last night. Thinking about I want new hats. I want new patches. I want to place an order. Potato glides are awesome. Those are floaters, I think. Man, I've got 2 at the shop. Yeah, how do they swim? Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. I've got 2 random 1.5 DDs with 1 silent. No, both 1 knockers. Why did I order these? Or did I? I don't know. All right. I thought I saw that guy that makes tato baits in here a few times. Brendan, yeah, he drops in. Josh. It's been a while, but yeah, he used to get in here when we first got going. He might be creeping right now. Squircle version of the 110. All right, I'm going to get up here for the second time for the day. Try and get things squared up. Yeah, so she can put me on what's that dumbass app? What's the fish app where you put the fishing holes down? What's that damn thing called? Fish Brain? She's going to put me on Fish Brain on all my juice with my picture of me going. And I'm gonna be the laughing stock of the Mobile fishing scene. All right, you dudes, be good. Thanks for tuning in on the second stream. Check y'all later. Adios.